Over the last few years, we've seen Democrats blame every natural disaster on climate change. Every snowfall, rainstorm, wildfire, every gust of wind is just more evidence that we only have 12 years to live. But their position on this apparent existential threat isn't as steadfast as they'd like you to think. The Democrats' climate hypocrisy is tonight's loony left. I think we might have to update that, take some of those faces off. Kirsten Gillibrand, she's not really relevant anymore. All right.
No.
A fantastic study by Peter Schweizer's Government Accountability Institute found that many Democrat-led politicians across the country hype up climate change in their political rhetoric. But when it comes to raising money in municipal bonds, which require a financially rigorous estimate of future risks, suddenly it's no big deal. In a 2017 lawsuit against ExxonMobil and 4 other oil companies, the city of Oakland said, quote, "Global warming has caused and continues to cause accelerated sea level rise in San Francisco Bay and the adjacent ocean with severe and potentially catastrophic consequences for Oakland. Projected sea level rise in Oakland threatens property with a total replacement cost of between $22 and $38 billion. Oh my God, catastrophic. But wait, here is the city's bond risk disclosure to investors in the same year. The city is unable to predict when seismic events, fires or other natural events such as sea rise or other impacts of climate change or flooding from a major storm could occur, when they may occur, and if any such events occur, whether they will have a material adverse effect on the business operations or financial condition of the city or the local economy."
No, it's true. I mean, money is the great cleanser, right? As soon as money's on the line, they have to be honest about what's really going on. I also think this is interesting because, you know, climate change, it's such a rich person's issue. Because if you look at China and India, you were making this point in the break, they would have to do something big in order to have an impact. People in China and India don't burn coal and use dirty energy because they want to. They use it because they can afford it. And you would have to kill a whole bunch of people. If you want to clean up the environment, a lot of people are going to die. And it's the same thing in this country where they talk about getting rid of fossil fuel and this. You're going to wipe out a huge part of the country that depends on the carbon economy. So when you make these grandiose statements, you're totally ignoring the fact that people that are forced to use dirty energy, it's not by choice. It's the fact that they need to stay alive. And they're not even aware of that.
Well, and it's also the irony of it is you have these cities like Oakland and some other cities that are trying to take drastic measures on climate change. They're literally going to have no impact on global emissions. Even if the United States brings our emissions down to 0, still is going to have a negligible impact on global emissions. That's what's so ironic at this. Yet, what is the cost to Americans, right? Mass disruption in terms of, jobs in the economy, mass disruption in terms of what kind of car you can drive and things of that nature, right? To what impact? To have virtually no impact on global emissions, yet what they want to do is take us away from things that are working, like natural gas.
And meanwhile, they can't even clean up their own cities, okay? Talk about the climate. They want to talk about this big issue, but we can't even get them to get needles off the street, poop off the street, Skid Row. I mean, I've gone to all these cities, ran by liberals, and they refuse to clean up that mess, and yet they want to tackle these other
That's a
big
great
issues.
point.
Well, you know, I don't think we're ever going to run out of loony left hypocrisy on climate change or any other issue. All right, coming up.